Thank you for showing interest in our videos. If you want to get more connected with our videos, you may want to subscribe and also want to press the bell icon so you start getting notifications for our all new content upload. Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You as a project manager may wonder what I have to do with all these social topics. This looks like a psychological topic and I am a project manager who gets the things done. Now it's like this, that in order to look good, you may need to wear good clothes. You may need to have a good dressing sense and everything. But inside you there is a body. And if the body is not happy or healthy, the external things won't be able to help much. Similarly, in the whole project, the human part of the project, the people who are inside it, plays a vital role. How do you guide them, align them, influence them, motivate them towards the project goal is a very, very critical part for project success. Just by putting a good plan, good estimation, good dependency diagram won't achieve your project goals. Now, this brings to a topic: how do I motivate people? How do I influence them? Can I really do it? And the answer is not straightforward. I am not sure how much one individual can really motivate another. But you need to use some of the influencing skills so that people can see what makes benefit for you and for them, both of you together. How do you both collaborate so they also achieve their goal and project also achieves the project goal? Now Maslow provides some hierarchy of needs which helps us in looking people from a different perspective, because somebody may get motivated by getting an extra money for staying long. Somebody may get motivated by getting a variety of work if he stays little bit more in the office. Now how do you use the incentives? How do you use your conversation so it influence and motivate the other guy rather than make him feel bad? If I am motivated by the variety of work and you come and tell me, you know, if you stay more, I can get you $100 per hour. I will say, I don't want to do it. Thank you. I just move on, because this is not something motivates me. Now let's look at this hierarchy of need and see how does it fit into a project management and setting up reward and recognition system. The first type of need is a physiological need. As a human, we do have a hunger. We do want to drink water. We do want to have a fresh air. We do want to live in a place where we can take care of our basic human needs. And that's the first level of need which individual may have. Everybody wants to eat food. So there are people, if their basic need is not taken care, they don't even have a food supply coming up every day, they primarily would be focusing on that need only. For them, I can do the work if I get the food and if I get the money. That's the only thing which I am needing, because I am not getting that itself. So if your physiological needs are not taken care, you will primarily focus here only. Once they start getting taken care, then we start thinking about safety. I am getting food. How can I make sure that I will get it every day? How can I get my job permanent? How can I ensure that in next foreseeable future, the basic physiological need will be taken care? And that's a safety need. So if the person is at this particular stage and his needs are already getting satisfied here, he will get motivated if his safety needs are taken care. So once you get the food and you get a confirmation that yes, this food is there for you for another 5-6 years, you don't have to worry about it, then you start thinking about your social need. People should smile at me. I should have friends at place. People should respect me. I should be enjoying what I am doing. Yeah, I should be respected. That's a social need. If my boss treats me badly and these two needs are taken care, I don't feel good about it. I feel motivated when somebody look at me with appreciation. And that is a social need. Now, most of us work in a project context. We may not have individuals whose physiological or safety need itself is not taken care. So we will usually get people who are coming directly here. Until unless you are working with very, very low skilled people, where you are hiring people from a contracts and going to a labor market and picking up people for a month or so, then only you face the initial two segment. But most of you in a professional world may start directly from here, where people come up with their social needs. Now once the social need is taken care, you find lots of friends, you have respect, people do appreciate what you are doing, then you start thinking about your esteem, self-esteem. How big I am, how can I influence others? Am I getting looked at as a leader? Do I own a position in this organization? My designation is director. 100 people reports to me. If you can do something which makes this 100 moving to 500, I would be motivated about it. I am managing team of 500 people and I aspire to manage team of 5,000 people. So those kind of aspirations, those kind of goals starts coming in when your need is raising at an esteem level. And then you have a final need of a self-actualization need, where these needs becomes irrelevant. Then you have done, like you have played the corporate game, you have achieved the success. Now you are no more influenced by how people look at you. You are more influenced by, you are more kicked by how your work makes an impact in the society. You are not primarily doing things to make you feel good, to get a respect out of it, to get more reporting out of it, to get more money out of it. You do the things because it makes you feel good. It makes you feel that you are contributing to the social causes. You are making the world better. So when you reach to that stage, you are primarily driven by perfection. You are seeking excellence. You are not seeking any respect or any monetary reward for yourself. You just get motivated by the impact of your work rather than rewards of your work. If you reach there, it's a self-actualization stage. Now, we understand these 5 stages. How does, as a project manager, you make use of it? The first thing is, when we interact with the people, we need to understand which all needs are already taken care and what is the next aspiration for this individual. And our conversation, our reward and recognition should be towards that next aspiration. If the person's social needs are taken care, we need to focus on how we can take care of his next layer of need of self-esteem, and that is something which will motivate the person to do more. And how we can bring some level of self-actualization seeds in the person, where the person starts feeling more about the impact of the work rather than the rewards of the work. Now, is it a sequential hierarchy? Is it like everybody passes through these social needs? You can think of yourself before you think about your team members. Are you going through all these things? So there is not necessarily a sequential path, and most of us may never reach to self-actualization. We may just retire from our life at esteem level only, maybe. Yeah. But again, there are many who might reach to a self-actualization very early, and that is something makes them work rather than somebody asking for the work. They do it because they like to do it. So it's not a sequential flow, and it is not a permanent stage. I am at a self-actualization, I am doing everything good, but some event happens, somebody starts criticizing me, and somebody comes from my family and says that you are not earning enough money. What is the use of you becoming a scientist? You are useless. Your brother is earning more than you, and you may come down, okay? Then you say, okay, let's go to here. And there is a possibility that your self-actualization state comes down to a social stage. It may be that you are doing everything good and everything is going good. You are just motivated by the amount of work you are doing, but you stop getting money. And then you realize that you don't have a money for next month. How are you going to pay your bills? Your self-actualization goes out and you come back to physiological need, because then you start fighting to make sure that I have a money, I have a safety, and I take care of things. So it's like not a one thing, and it's not a one need only. In my understanding, individual have all these needs in a different composition, and there may be a one dominating need and others are in a minority. So as a project manager, do use good do make good use of these theories and think about them when you deal with people, when you motivate them, when you think about their reward and recognition system.